Hey, welcome again. I'm Harriet Clooney, and we're here in the beautiful Urban Element kitchen. And we are going to be making today a beautiful salad, but we're going to be featuring this gorgeous strawberry top vinegar that we made previously, and making a vinaigrette, and then making a little salad. And I'm also going to show you how to keep your basil stems. So let's get started. All right, so right before we start, don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and that way you'll be able to find the recipe that we made the strawberry top vinegar with. So let's get started. So first thing we're gonna do is actually make a little vinaigrette. So I've got some nice olive oil, and I've got this awesome strawberry top vinegar, which we made by topping all my strawberries. As you can see, they have no tops. and boiling them, bringing up some vinegar to a boil. It was a nice white wine vinegar. And just letting it sit till it cools down. And then we get this gorgeous blush color and a nice strawberry flavor. And so we're just gonna make a really, really simple vinaigrette, but it is super delicious and very fresh, especially when it's strawberry season, as it is right now. And we can just sort of really up the strawberry flavor to the next level. So what I like to do, I find that the classic ratio of vinegar to olive oil is 1/4 to 3/4 olive oil. Now, I don't personally find that one to be, I find it to be a bit oily. So I actually usually do 1/3 vinegar and 2/3 oil. So I know it doesn't sound like much, maybe semantics, but really it's up to you. So if you don't like it as tangy, then you can take the vinegar down. So, but really we're just gonna use this as a measuring cup. We're just gonna add in olive oil to, let's see, a little bit more. There we go. And I'm gonna add a little chef pinch of salt in there. Now I'm gonna put the lid on, and we're gonna give it a shake. All right, now we're gonna give it a little taste. And it is quite vinegary. So I have a little bit of maple syrup here. And I'm just gonna add not enough to make it taste like maple, but just to give it a little bit of sweetness. And maple syrup doesn't have as much sugar as normal sugar, so it's not quite as sweet, which is nice. So I added just about a tablespoon, and I am gonna add a little bit more oil. Sometimes it depends on your vinegar itself. Vinegar can vary in acidity, but also in sweetness. So if using like a more of a balsamic or a white balsamic, it has a bit more of a sweetness to it, so it doesn't quite get as tangy. Or if you're using a rice wine vinegar, it's a 4% or 4.5% acidity, whereas most other vinegars start at 5%, so it has less acidity. So it really just depends on your vinegar. So we're gonna give it another shake. Yeah, there it is. Awesome. So now we've got our vinaigrette. We're gonna put that aside. Ooh, I've got some beautiful greens from a farm here in Ottawa. And I'm just gonna cut up some strawberries, as a friend of mine used to say. I like them in these nice little rounds. But you can cut them any way you like it. I like them in sort of big chunks so that you get you really get the strawberry flavor, and it's not sort of like a pop in your face. But if you cut them smaller, so if you cut them, you can make them in tinier pieces like that, or even smaller. You could cut them into littler pieces. You can even dice them if you wanted to, and that would sort of change how you interact with it within the salad. So I'm gonna cut a couple more. I think that's good for strawberries. All right, so now I'm gonna get this little cute little Mideast cucumber. And I'm not even gonna cut off the ends because it's just this tiny little guy. So I'm just gonna keep them, eat the whole thing, no waste. All right, now I've got some lovely basil, and we are going to pick it, but I'm gonna keep this little stem, and I'll show you what to do with it in a second. Basil and strawberries is a very classic pairing. Basil's in the mint family. And if you ever want to know if a plant is in the mint family, they have square stems. So you can kind of feel it. If you roll it around in your fingers, they've got sort of flat sides, which is pretty cool. So I like to just rip it. You get releases the oils, so you get that really wonderful aroma, kind of lightly bruising it, and that releases a lot of the flavor compounds. All right, now these basil stems, you could throw them out, but we don't like to throw out flavor here, so we're not going to. So there's a couple things you can do with them. These ones are nice and soft, and they're not so woody. So you could chop them up and throw them in something. Could be tomato sauce, could even be the salad. But as they get older, they get woodier. And those ones aren't necessarily good for cutting and using, but if you happen to have a little bit of wine on hand or even vinegar, I like to just throw them, got a little bit of white wine, just like to put them in, just make sure they're all the way covered. And even if you have some basil leaves that aren't, they're not beautiful, they're kind of bruised, like, I wonder if I have any. No, these ones are nice. But if you had any ones that were turning color, but they weren't slimy, I throw them in the wine as well. They're not dead, but you wouldn't really want to use them as a garnish. But they do have another use, like I said. So I like to put them in wine or vinegar, and then I have a beautiful flavored wine for the next time I'm making a pasta sauce or something with fish, or just really anything you would use white wine in cooking. And then I just keep that in the fridge. Back to our salad. So another classic pairing is black pepper with strawberries. And I've got this lovely feta, nice sheep smoked feta. So I'm gonna throw some feta on there. And then I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit of coarsely ground black pepper on there. If you have a pepper mill, you can use that too. And it's more of like a flavor as opposed to a seasoning. So you put a little bit more pepper than you would usually put. And then we have our salad ready to go. And if I was not gonna eat it right away, I would just put it in the fridge just like that. But if I'm ready to eat it right away, and I'll get my trusty vinaigrette that we just made. I'm gonna get a pair of tongs. And some salt. So you can use sort of a crunchy salt or whatever salt you have in the house, but I'm gonna do a little salt, and then we're gonna shake up our vinaigrette again. And we're gonna drizzle a little bit on. There we go. And then that you can keep at room temp, or you can put it in the fridge. The thing about putting olive oil in the fridge is that it will seize up. So it'll get hard in the fridge, kind of like butter does. But so I don't always like to leave just sort of classic vinaigrettes when it's just oil and vinegar in the fridge, because then it makes it sort of difficult to use it. You have to wait till it melts and all of that. So just leave that one at room temp. But you can leave it in the fridge. Just have to pull it out of the fridge about an hour before you're going to use it. And give that a nice toss. We're just going to make sure it's seasoned nicely. Yum. Oh yeah, you get the pepper. Oh, those nice greens. And then we're just going to plate it. I like to try to get all the sort of greens in there first, so that when you put stuff, you can get all the nice bitties, those nice chunks, cucumber and strawberries on the top. Now I've got a beautiful salad for two, using our lovely strawberry vinegar into a vinaigrette in our salad. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy your salad, and we'll see you next time.